You're watching a clip from the 90% podcast. Make sure to follow it on Spotify and Apple Podcast and give it a 5-star review. So here you go. Enjoy this clip from our podcast.
So what are your thoughts on positionless basketball?
Every kid needs to train this way now. I don't care what size you are. You can be deemed as a big man and you're on your high school team, middle school team. I feel like all coaches need to be able to provide this style of training to their players. Even if it's even if it's just 5-10 minute segments in workout where they're all at different baskets and working on positionless skills. I think it translates very well to the game today.
100%. And I think the game has changed, as we've discussed constantly, from a long time ago to now, and so you got to train for where the game is going, not where the game was. And so
exactly.
Why do you think that the game has changed this way to where it's kind of a positionless game and we don't have centers and point guards necessarily? Why do you think it's changed that way?
Can I say a name?
Oh, yeah.
Steph
Curry?
Yeah, and I know it's the easy answer to say. And I think a lot of coaches, I don't know the years, but maybe around that 5 to 7 year mark, the game always has some type of tweak to it. Whether, like we talked about earlier, due to maybe different rule changes, hand check rules, whatever it is the players are very, very, very smart at high levels, and they know how to manipulate the game and learn skills based off of those different technicalities from what happens with, I'm losing my train of thought right now, but
but I get what you're saying.
So I feel that it is very to the point to where, I'm losing my train of thought right now.
You're all right. This happens. We're humans, but no, I think everybody can shoot it. Is part of it too, right? Literally, you got these 6'7" and 7-footers that. You said Steph, right? And so that's what's kind of changed the game over the last maybe 7 years or so.
Exactly.
And people watch the people before them, and I think coaches and trainers realize, the only difference is that he's worked on it longer, right?
Exactly.
He might be 6 foot or 6'2", and he's a guard, but he's obviously worked on his shot a lot more than this 7-footer has, whereas before 7-footers were just getting put in the paint, work on your layups, work on the mic and drill, right? And now people are realizing they're not limited to just that. They should and could be doing more.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I agree with that.
And so what do you think, like, if there's a player that is, let's call it a point guard, do you think they should be training like a big? Like, do you think they should ever work on their post moves?
Yes, I do. Mid-post, definitely mid-post, because I think the footwork you do in the mid-post area is going to translate to the 3-point line, to the free throw line area. I think it all translates. So spending time in sessions as a trainer, working on your footwork, your pivots, your reverse pivots, front turns, all that good stuff, I think is very beneficial.
100%. Not only for scoring, but one thing that came to my mind that I like that you implement as a trainer a lot is passing, right? Being able to pivot and get into passes, because that's for every player. It doesn't matter whether you're a point guard or a big. You need to be able to get out of situations and make clear passes. So
definitely.
That's huge.
And then I know what I see a lot, especially in the younger games, and I think that's where us trainers come in to be able to help this, is when kids catch the ball at the 3-point line and don't know what to do with it. Or they just hold on to it and they don't even know how to pivot the proper way. So learning close to the basket, getting more confident with your footwork closer to the basket, it will help translate much better once you get out to that 3-point line. You'll know what to do with the ball.
Absolutely. Yeah. And another big thing I think is being ambidextrous with your feet, right? And working on your post game can help with that, right? Of obviously, like we said, stretching things out here and being able to pivot off your right foot, pivot off your left foot to either get into shots or make passes. So I think that's huge. One thing that I like to talk about when it comes to positionless basketball and everybody working on their shot, we still have players that are better shooters than other players, right? And so obviously even if everybody works on their shot, there's still going to be players that are naturally inclined better from shooting from deep, and then other players that are maybe better finishers or better in the mid-range, different things like that. So if there is a player that is let's say, not as good of a shooter from deep, do you still think that they should be working on shooting and stretching their range, or do you think they should spend their time focused on finishing or maybe getting into the mid-range?
They still should be focused on finishing, but I like the simple notion, especially in this era, everybody should know how to shoot the ball. It's not saying you have to be the greatest shooter, but working on those details daily with your shot, starting close to the basket and working yourself out. I always say if you can't make, 10 to 20 shots in a row close to the basket, you probably don't need to back up yet. You need to focus on your form, detail, or what's wrong with your shot. Is it your guide hand? Is it your shooting form? Is your elbow out? So all those little details, you should not move away from the basket until you perfect it.
All right, guys, thanks for watching our video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.